Yes! Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be talking about the father of modern management. He's no other than my great-great-great-great-grandfather from another grandmother. Henri Fayol. Henri Fayol was born in Istanbul in 1841. When he was 19, he began working as an engineer at a large mining company in France. He eventually became the director at a time when the mining company employed more than 1,000 employees. So, imagine yourself managing 1,000 employees. That is so tough. So, through the years, Fayol began to develop what he considered to be the 14 most important principles of management. Essentially, this explained how managers should organize and interact with staff. Henri Fayol's management theory is a simple model of how management interacts with personnel. Fayol's management theory covers concepts in a broad way. So almost any business can apply this theory of management, even today's businesses. Fayol's classical management theory is considered as relevant, a relevant guide to productively managing staff. Fayol concluded that management should interact with personnel in 5 basic in order to control and plan production. So here are the 5 elements of management. Number 1, planning. According to Fayol's theory, management must plan and consider every part of industrial processes. Planning is a process of thinking. It is an organized foresight, a vision based on experiences and facts that is necessary for an intelligent action. Planning bridges the gap between where you are, where to go, and in short, it is a decision-making process. According to Henri Fayol, planning is the most crucial of all the 5 functions of management, which requires an active participation of the entire organization. Following time and implementation, planning must be coordinated at various levels. It must consider the resources available in the organization and the flexibility of the personnel, as this guarantees continuity. Number 2 elements is organizing. So here are the steps for organizing. Number 1, making a list of all the activities to achieve. Grouping work into departments or group work or departmental works. Designating a head of the department for each group and assigning qualified personnel to work. And delegating authority and responsibility and establishing a formal reporting relationship. The next is commanding. Henri Fayol's management theory states that management must encourage and direct personnel activity. Employees will know what is expected out of them when working instructions and orders are clear. So all the employees will optimize returns when concrete instructions are given with respect to activities carried out by them. In other words, if the instructions are clear, employees understand what they are going to do. Various aspects in commanding. Number 1 is understanding and knowing your team members. Dealing smartly with incompetency among the teams. Being completely aware of the agreements between the organization and the employees, like being cognizant of employee contracts and human resource policies. Number 3, leading by example. And the last one is working together with other managers to achieve common and corporate goals. So number 4 elements of management, according to Henri Fayol, is coordinating. Management must make certain that personnel works together in a cooperative fashion. The organization will function better when all actions are harmonized. A positive influence of the employee's behavior is crucial, and coordination aims at galvanizing discipline and motivation within the group dynamics, which necessitates good leadership and clear communications. Intended objectives can be achieved only through positive employees' behavior. So the last part of the elements of management is controlling. The final management activity. According to Henry Fayol, it is for the manager to evaluate and ensure that personnel follow management's commands. Controlling, as the name suggests, is all about controlling the resources and also the team so that the plan is implemented as planned and aligns with the rules and procedures within the organization. So sometimes Henry Fayol and Frederick Taylor, they were compared when in terms of scientific management. Henry Fayol, he is more concerned with management. He has more respect for the workers. Employees indeed be motivated not just by money, while Frederick Taylor's scientific management focuses more on the concerns, on tasks, and their accomplishments. So let's move on to the principles of management. Actually, there are 14. The management theory of Henry Fayol includes, number 1, division of work. In practice, employees are specialized in different areas and they have different skills. Different levels of expertise can be distinguished within the knowledge areas. So personal and professional development supports this. According to Henry Fayol, specialization promotes efficiency of the workforce and increases productivity. In addition, the specialization of the workforce increases their accuracy and speed. This management principle is applicable to both technical and managerial activities. So specialization promotes efficiency of the workforce and increased productivity. Number 2 is authority and responsibility. In order to get things done in an organization, management has the authority to give orders to employees. Of course, with this authority comes responsibility. With great powers comes responsibility, according to Spider-Man. According to Henry Fayol, the accompanying power or authority gives the management the right to give orders to the subordinates. The responsibility can be traced back from performance, and it is therefore necessary to make agreements about this. In other words, authority and responsibility go together, and they are two sides of the same coin. Now, the third principles of management is about obedience or discipline. It is often a part of the core values of a mission statement and vision in the form of good conduct and respectful interactions. This management principles is essential and is seen as the oil to make the engine of an organization run smoothly. So there should be discipline. Number 4 is the unity of command. The management principle, unity of command, means that an individual employee should receive orders from one manager only and that the employee is answerable to that manager. So if tasks and related responsibilities are given to the employee by more than one manager, this may lead to confusion, which may lead to possible conflicts for employees. By using this principle, the responsibility for mistakes can be established more easily. So number 5 is the unity of direction. It is all about focusing and unity among employees. All employees deliver the same activities that can be linked to the same objectives. All activities must be carried out by one group that forms a team. These activities must be described in a plan of action. The manager is ultimately responsible for this plan and he monitors the progress of the defined and planned activities. Focus areas are the efforts made by employees and the coordination. So number 6, subordination of individual interest. There are always all kinds of interests in an organization. In order to have an organization function well, Henri Fayol indicated that personal interests are subordinate to the interest of the organization. So your personal interest should be secondary to your organization's interest. So number 7 is remuneration. Motivation and productivity are close to one another as far as the smooth running of an organization is concerned. Argues that the remuneration should be sufficient to keep employees motivated and productive. There are two types of remuneration, namely non-monetary a complement, more responsibilities, credits, and monetary compensation through bonus or other financial compensation. Ultimately, it is about rewarding the efforts that have been made. So number 8 is the degree of centralization. Management and authority for decision-making process must be properly balanced in an organization. This depends on the volume and size of an organization, including its hierarchy. Centralization implies the concentration of decision-making authority at the top management or the executive board. Sharing of authorities for the decision-making process with lower levels or the middle and lower management. It is referred to as decentralization by Henri Fayol. Henri Fayol indicated that an organization should strive for a good balance in this. Number 9, the scalar chain. Hierarchy presents itself in any given organization. This varies from senior management or the executive board to the lowest levels in the organization. Henri Fayol's hierarchy management principle states that there should be a clear line in the area of authority from top to bottom and all managers at all levels. This can be seen as a type of management structure. Each employee can contact a manager or a superior in an emergency situation without challenging the hierarchy. Number 10 is order. Employees in an organization must have the right resources at their disposals so that they can function properly in an organization. In addition to social order or the responsibility of the managers, the work environment must be safe, clean, and tidy. Number 11, equity. Equity often occurs in the core values of an organization. According to Henri Fayol, employees must be treated kindly and equally. Employees must be in the right place in the organization to do things right. Managers should supervise and monitor this process, and they should treat employees fairly and impartially. Number 12, stability of tenure of personnel. That is number 1, the security tenure of the employees. It represents deployment and managing of personnel, and this should be in balance with the service that is provided from the organization. Management strives to minimize employee turnover and to have the right staff in the right place. Focus areas such as frequent change of position and sufficient development must be managed well. Number 13 is initiative. Henri Fayol argued that with this management principle, employees should be allowed to express new ideas. This encourages interest and involvement and creates added value for the company. Employee initiatives are a source of strength for the organization according to Henri Fayol. This encourages the employees to be involved and interested. So number 14, the last 14 principles of management of Henri Fayol. Esprit de corps or esprit de corps. The management principle stands for striving for the involvement and unity of the employees. Managers are responsible for the development of morale in the workplace, individually and in the area of communication. Esprit de corps contributes to the development of the culture and creates an atmosphere of mutual trust and understanding. That's all of the 14 principles of management of Henri Fayol. Now, there is a conclusion there. The findings. Fayol's theories are valuable and relevant for organizational leaders because Fayol was a practitioner who documented theories that work best for him and his co-workers. There are many who respect Fayol's management principles and they find them useful especially for academians and for practitioners. The theory of management functions aligns well with strategic leadership and management models and theories. And still, up to now, it is being used and practiced even in today's modern times. That would be all, my fellow classmates. Thank you for listening, and we hope this pandemic will end soon so that we will see each other face to face. And that's all. Peace, brother.